Hey, let's have a real talk today. Something we don't talk about enough: failure. Yeah, that uncomfortable, scary, frustrating thing that we all experience but act like we should not. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you achieved something and felt proud of yourself? Maybe you aced a test, nailed a job interview, finally hit a goal you were working on, or even just completed something small but meaningful. What did you do? You probably felt happy, right? Maybe you treated yourself, told your friends, or just took a moment to soak it in. Because that is what we do when we succeed. We celebrate, we acknowledge our efforts, and we feel good about ourselves. But now think about the last time you failed at something. How did you react? Did you give yourself that same kind of grace? Or did you beat yourself up? Maybe you replayed the mistake over and over again in your mind, told yourself you were not good enough, or felt embarrassed, like you disappointed yourself and everyone else. Why is that? Why do we treat ourselves with kindness and pride when we succeed, but with harshness and self criticism when we fail? I mean, think about it. If you had a friend who failed at something, would you tell them, "Wow, you are such a loser? You should be ashamed of yourself"? No. You would probably say, "Hey, it's okay. You tried your best. You will get another chance." So, why can't we talk to ourselves that way? Maybe it is because we have been trained since childhood to see failures as something bad. When we were kids, success meant praise. Our parents, teachers, and friends would clap for us when we did well. But when we failed, that was a different story. We got scolded, we got disappointed looks, we were told to do better next time, and somewhere along the way, we started believing that failure makes us less worthy. But does it? Let's look at this logically for a second. Every single person who has ever achieved something great has failed many times. Every successful athlete has lost games. Every great scientist has had experiments that didn't work. Every best-selling author has been rejected. Every entrepreneur has had businesses fail before they found success. So, if failure was truly a sign that we are not good enough, how come all these people kept going and eventually succeeded? Because failure is not the opposite of success, it is a part of it. Yet we act like failing is the worst thing that could happen to us. We let it define us. We start thinking, "Oh, maybe I'm just not meant for this," or worse, "Maybe I'm just not good enough." But let's stop for a moment. Imagine if we treated success and failure equally. Imagine if we praise ourselves for trying regardless of the outcome. Imagine if instead of beating ourselves up, we just took a deep breath and said, "Okay, that didn't work out, but I'm still proud of myself for putting in the effort." Sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? But why? Why is it so unnatural to be kind to ourselves? Maybe because we think self-compassion means making excuses. Like if we go easy on ourselves, we will stop improving. But that is not true. Being kind to yourself does not mean you stop trying, it just means you stop punishing yourself for being human. Let me put it this way. Say there are two students, both of them fail a test. The first student tells themselves, "Wow, I'm so stupid, I will never be good at this, I should just give up." The second student says, "Okay, that didn't go well, but I know I can improve. I will figure out what went wrong and try again." Which student do you think will actually get better? See, failure is only a dead end if we let it be. If we use it as an excuse to stop trying, then yeah, it becomes a problem. But if we see it as a lesson, a stepping stone, a temporary setback, then it actually becomes a powerful tool for growth. But none of that can happen if we spend all our energy hating ourselves for failing. Think about how much time you have wasted in the past just feeling bad about something that went wrong. What if instead of spending days, weeks, or even months feeling guilty, you just accepted it, learned from it, and moved on? Imagine how much lighter you would feel, how much time you would save, how much more progress you would make. Now, I am not saying failure feels good. Of course, it does not. It is disappointing, it hurts. But that is exactly why we need to be kind to ourselves. When we fail, we don't need more criticism, we need support. And since we can't always rely on others to give us that support, we need to give it to ourselves. So here is a thought: what if next time you fail, you do something different? Instead of getting mad at yourself, take a moment to acknowledge your effort. Instead of thinking about all the ways you messed up, think about what you learned. And instead of talking to yourself like your worst enemy, talk to yourself like a friend. Because at the end of the day, life is a mix of wins and loses. If we only allow ourselves to feel good when we succeed, we are going to spend a lot of time feeling bad. But if we learn to be kind to ourselves no matter what, then we will be able to keep moving forward no matter what happens. So, yeah, celebrate your wins, be proud of yourself when you succeed, but also be kind to yourself when you fail, because both are just part of the journey. And no matter where you are on that journey right now, you are doing just fine, okay?